Drawing techniques on the cube. As we come down into this under spot on your first page, what we're looking for you to do is utilize each of these drawing techniques to model one of these cubes. So hatching, you have a great image on your PowerPoint with hatching. Keep in mind, I don't have to just use lines. I can also change the weight of my lines. I could change the pencil that I'm going to use. So let's say there's a shadow maybe coming off of this box. I may use hatching and my 4B pencil to create those hatch marks. Hatch marks are going to go directional. We'll follow them through. If this side is lighter, maybe I use my 2H. I'm going to do a little bit of hatching so that this looks just a little bit darker than the top surface. Maybe I use the HB and I'm going to do straight lines for my hatching. Maybe with a little bit more pressure so I can build up a medium dark in here. Cross hatching, I think you'll see that one from the handout. I'm literally taking this same idea with the lines, but I'm going to let the lines crisscross over each other to build up my darks. Stippling is kind of a noisy one. With stippling, I'm going to kind of build this same sense of value, but this time I'm going to be using dots. I don't know if you can hear that. Stippling comes in handy if you're working in pen or marker and you're trying to build an area of dark but control the gradation of the value from light to dark, like this value scale. Stippling's kind of a fun one to do in those media, pen and marker. Scumbling. Scumbling, we have a nice illustration again on your handout. With scumbling, I'm going to be doing little rotations, little circles, but I'm going to keep the little circles in a tight pattern. The darker I press, the darker the scumbling lines are going to be. I can let my pressure lighten up as I make my lines if I wanted to have a slight gradation of value. Here I'm just using the HB pencil. The more lines I layer, the darker it's going to look. But the scumbling, why would you ever want to use that? You may want to have a texture, maybe it's trees or carpet or something that's got a ton of textural quality to it. Scumbling can be a nice way to create a texture while you're also creating a sense of value with a stick media. Scumbling's pretty popular with pen. Some people use it with pencil for textures. It looks really awesome with the pen because of the contrast between dark and light. So this is scumbling. This is my stipple that I didn't really finish, but I think you get the idea. You can take time to finish that one. This is hatching. Again, hatching, all the same direction. Cross hatching. I'm going to vary. Some strokes are going to go one direction. Some strokes are going to go the opposite direction to help me build my darks. Okay. The last cube I want to talk about is tonal modeling. So when we get into modeling, what I want you to think about is maybe going back to that grip that I talked about with the pencils, where you can kind of control how much pressure is on the pencil. And here again, I may want to stay in a specific direction as I start to fill an area with some value. So here I'm using my HB. I could use my 2H here. Maybe it, depending upon my light source, I want to throw a little bit of the 2H on top. And I might go the opposite direction to help me kind of fill any of my little negative voids that I sometimes have. Come in with my 4B. Maybe I want my light source to be on the left, so it's shining on the top of my cube, but I'm getting mostly shadow on this side. And then if I wanted to do that cast shadow, this is where I may have a little more pressure. Start it from the edge of the cube and make sure I've got a nice edge that mimics the top. So tonal modeling is going to be what most of us called shading in middle school, where we're seeing a nice transition of light to dark with an even flatness, a flat quality in our values. So it's taking this value scale and it's putting it within this cube. More on that with the sphere.